it's all glitz and glamour. Our stop at Cookstomp Sanitation Landfill was a stark reminder of that. That experience was really rough. Being around all those garbage and the flies, Grandma Aki. Let's not get into the flies. So we thought it would be best to go to a place that's much more refreshing. So here we are at your community garden.
Well, you're most welcome, and I'm sure that you'll have a great time. The whole idea of creating this garden is just for this. So come along, come into Grandma's garden.
Could you please explain to me why you created this wonderful garden of yours?
Well, I didn't set out to do anything as elaborate as this, but it was great therapy. I've always wanted a garden like my grandma had. She didn't have anything as lavish as this, but my grandma's garden was a friendly place, and I just needed that. So it was good therapy for me.
Gardens can be elaborate. Some gardens can be very simple. Others can be ornamental, such as this one. This is all God's creation, so do enjoy it.
Gardening or just being in one can make you feel peaceful and content. Some people visit gardens to unwind and take a load off. I wonder if that's why Jesus spent so much of his quiet prayer time there. It was in the Garden of Gethsemane that Jesus went to talk to his Father about the strain of sin he was about to bear. The stress was so great that he asked his friends to pray for him. I assume that it was so peaceful in the garden that they slept more than they prayed.
But not Jesus. He was in agony, and we know this because bloody sweat streaked down his face as he prayed for strength. Thankfully, God also speaks to us through nature. I wonder how the items in the garden spoke comfort to Jesus so that he could go through with this difficult mission. I consider the lilies in the field saying, "They don't worry, and neither should you." I imagine a tree in Psalms 1:3 declaring, "He will be like a tree firmly planted." Don't you wish you could hear the merry tune of the birds as they sung? Not one of us falls without his notice.
But then his garden getaway was invaded by a friend when he brought a soldier and was betrayed by a kiss. To be betrayed by a kiss, it means that you're betrayed by someone closest to you. I can say from experience that this is very bad.
Our first question, I'll begin with you, Shanice. In your own words, what is betrayal?
Well, for me, betrayal is like, let's say you have a secret that no one else knows, and you tell your best friend, and your best friend goes and tell her other friend.
I won't really say it's more of a friendship wise, because he was really a family to me. We were really close, we grew up together, but you know, people do some real wicked things and you can't really change them from doing that, so it is what it is.
So I told her about this one situation, and she went and she told her other friends. And I felt really hurt. Yeah. Sometimes that happens, and it's like you don't know how to bounce back from that, and you kind of lose trust for everybody, and you start to shut out everyone. And then when you start to deal with a particular problem at a point in your life, it's like, who are you going to trust with this information? Who's going to help you go through this period of your life? So it's kind of hard when somebody betrays you, because you start to not trust anyone at all.
Okay, then I guess we're on to the next question. How do you cope? Is it okay to feel angry?
And I will say that it's okay to feel angry, but the Bible did say to be angry and sin not. For me personally, I'll get angry. I'll curse, maybe to myself, or I'll vent to a friend, and after venting, maybe for a day or less, I have to get it off my chest. So I have to talk about it, and after that, I just forget about it.
When a particular situation happened, I was raving mad. I was so mad. But I can tell you that you should forgive, because forgiveness is not for the person, it's for yourself. I can't tell you. The months after that, I'm pretty sure my blood pressure was through the roof, because that wasn't being sorted out. But what I find out of that whole embarrassment there, my faith grew stronger, because it's in the darkest hours you find God and you draw closer to Him. And so that's what happened to me.
Describe emotionally what was the result of the betrayal.
Well, the result came out that I just started to focus more on myself instead of telling other persons certain things. I kept it to myself. I decided not to trust. Like, I have trust issues now, so that's something that I have to work on, and I'm really trying. But I believe that's what I'm left with now. So I have to battle that one out. But not by myself. I'm going to pray and ask God every day to help me to work out my trust issues, to help me to trust others just a little bit more. And I can only hope that when I trust the right person, that they won't go and do the same thing that the other person did to me.
I had issues with anger, socially presenting myself, being more introverted, and often doubt myself. I put myself in a box of doubt, and I basically let my emotions control me for like a period of time, not realizing that it had nothing in my control. I basically had nothing to do with that experience. It was something that I had to learn to be a stronger person.
Yeah, definitely. I would see them, and if they say hi, I wait for the person. Like, maybe I haven't gotten over everything then, because I'm waiting for them to say hi before I say hi. So
That's guilty.
So maybe I need to rethink the venting.
You know, once that trust is gone, it's gone. I mean, I don't hate the person anymore.
And now the final question: how does God fit into this experience during and after the betrayal?
For me, if it wasn't for God, I would have probably, because like the person and I were that close, she used to tell me things that she could have trusted me with. And so I was actually thinking about going and spread certain things about the person, but I reached a point where I was just sitting there and it was like something just telling me, don't do it, don't do it. You know how it felt because the person did that to you. So you don't want to go and do it to them just to get back at them. So during it, I just had to listen to the Spirit and trust that God will work it out. And to be honest, He did.
I'm pretty sure if God wasn't in the midst of anything, I would have sought to get even with her because I could have gotten even with her. But I believe He was there.
He showed me that I might be insolent with some of my information and some of the things I should have only been speaking to him about. And he has definitely taught me how to forgive and properly move on and not hold any malice or hatred towards that person. So, more or less cases, I'm definitely fine now. You know, now that I pray to him and I write down my thoughts properly and go to him and talk to him more. The spiritual development it takes to realize who you are as a person and who you belong to is what really helped me throughout the entire situation. So that's it for all the questions. I thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
We all can recall vividly that Judas betrayed Jesus, but he wasn't the only one, was he? Where were all the disciples when Jesus was arrested? Where were all people that laid palm branches? Where were all people that he healed and fed? What about you and me?
How did Jesus respond to being betrayed? He went ahead and sacrificed his life. He gave himself for us. In other words, he responded with love and forgiveness. We should learn from and be like Jesus. Instead of responding with anger and hate and revenge, we should return love and forgiveness to those who betray us. Romans 12:21 offers excellent advice. It says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." The sooner we learn to do this, the more time we'll have to smell the